I think they said. I think that white. I mean, that white
He
boy missed
dead.
him. Yeah, he from there though. He had some more shit going on there.
Oh, he from there?
Yeah, he from there. So
Now
it
it's
looks.
making sense because I thought the nigga. I'm like, is this nigga from Texas?
Nah, I heard they stood over Walk and see realized it was Walk and said, "Nah, you good." He knew what he did and ran out.
Oh, they stood over it.
Yeah, and realized it was Walk.
Oh, they didn't know it was him.
They ain't know him now. Buddy from there, he was popping it on that Sprinter. Like we back, I'm back here. You know, he was popping this shit. I'm here. Ain't nobody gonna do shit. I'm with South Walker.
Oh yeah, he tripped. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. They got so many new niggas running around here. A bunch of names. I seen my guy. What's his nigga name? Trio something.
Yeah, he's a goof ass.
Yeah, he put a list of artists between Dallas and Texas. I mean Dallas and Houston. There's a few names I didn't know. So it's a lot of new niggas bubbling. Well, I ain't gonna even say bubbling, but they down there. Cause me and you both know this urban shit, nigga. It's a little different.
So for people who don't know the backstory, of course, Sauce Walka got shot in Memphis, and he was with an artist that he had signed to him called, I believe his name is Sayso Peso. And of course, rest in peace to him. But he is from Memphis. So the backstory is that he owed somebody 200,000 or whatever. He finessed somebody at 200,000. Basically ran off, got with the 200,000. Of course, Sauce Walka is based out of Houston, Texas. So I'm sure the dude signed to him. And of course, Sauce Walka got studios and a lot of stuff going on in Texas. So I'm sure this dude, he from Memphis, he probably moved down to Texas, so he run off. You ain't even, like, you don't go, all right, cool, I finesse somebody in Memphis. You probably thinking nothing of it. I ain't gonna say he ain't think nothing of it, because of course there is videos of them floating around, and they was in the Sprinter, and he talking crazy. Yeah, I'm back in Memphis. Where rappers scared to go. Rappers don't even want to come to Memphis. And let's be clear, I even made a video when I heard this story, and I'm like, bro, Memphis may be number 2 for deadliest places for rappers to be BSing it. If Chicago's forever still gonna be number 1, because Chicago just got way too many bodies attached to their music scene. But Memphis is right behind them. And I think the difference between Memphis and probably Chicago is where Chicago's is a lot of like, you got to really kind of be into the Chicago drill music scene to kind of know some of these people, because a lot of them never were mainstream. Where you got to think, but with Memphis, it's kind of like, bro, they be getting right to it, and it be their mainstream people, or it be somebody connected right next to a mainstream person from, again, rest in peace to Young Dolph, or then you talking about Big Jook from Yo Gotti brother, or Black Youngster brother, like all of these people, like, yeah, they all in that same circle of things, but these people are celebrities, like celebrities, like Yo Gotti and Young Dolph are A-list rap celebrities. So it's kind of like Memphis don't be playing. Like, so it's kind of like, I don't even understand how you felt like you could be popping it and go back to Memphis. Like, that you got somebody for 200 bands. I don't know how and what in God's green earth made you think you should have been okay going back to Memphis. It's crazy to me. Like, I don't understand that part. But again, when we talk about the male ego is so fragile and so crazy and so dumb, I'm going to play this clip of Sauce Walka talking after he got shot, because that happened early in the morning. So this later on last night, he made a video.
You okay? R.I.P. Sayso P, man.
R.I.P. Sayso P, man. Salsa alaikum, salsa salam. Thank you so much, brother. It means so much to me.
I wish you would have stopped by, but I really want you to.
I'm coming. I ain't scared. I'm coming to that.
All right, we're gonna set it up.
Jump up.
Come
I'm
on.
gonna hop in that mother. I'm gonna rap a song in it.
Do a mic drop.
Come
on, let's do it. Habibi.
Take a picture with you?
Yeah, come on.
Take a picture with you.
Come on, I want to take a picture. You sure? Can you stand up?
Hey man, my daddy on the phone. Hey daddy, how many times your house got? Tell him.
Bro, this boy.
Huh? Say it again. Say it loud.
45.
15 years old. Nothing new.
And listen to what I'm saying. And this is my point of sometimes when we talk about the male ego, where that pride just, well, we're like, bro, you literally, and let's be clear, when the story first broke, originally at first, they were saying Sauce Walka was in critical condition, and then it went to stable condition. So even though, like, you literally, you don't have to, like, you could put that bravado to the side, though, because you could have literally lost your life.
Because I think somebody said the reports was like the shooter was standing over top of him, but then when you realized,
that's what the dude just said.
When he realized it was him,
that's what he just said in the last clip I just played. He just like, yeah. So that's my whole point. Is like, why you don't even have to, like, bro. You like, I listen. What I'm saying,
but that's okay. But this is my question, and then like how you even say how some of these rappers try to, I guess, live out their lyrics or whatever the case may be. Could he really? Even though his life, yes, let's say your life flashed before your eyes, but if you known for popping your shit or still talking or just, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't quite like a Tekashi 6ix9ine. Like when he did what he did, like even when he got jumped and all that, he had to address, you know what I'm saying? Like he felt like he had to say something, because if he would have just kept quiet about things, he'd be like, oh damn, we knew you wasn't who you were. You know what I'm saying? Who you were.
So I get what you're saying, and you may be right. It may be some people out there like that, but I think the people out there who are like that is just the delusional fans who don't know no better. Because I think for just people who actually have had life or death experiences, or you've been close enough to, you may not have been personally through it, but you've known, like your friends, you literally like somebody who you have grew up with or actually done stuff with, where you kind of like, bro, you know that should be too close and it's just too serious for you to sit here and feel like you got to still pop it on a video. Like, who you popping it for? Because we could have easily been rest in peace to both of y'all and it would have been over. Like, you don't have to sit here. It ain't even about you being scared. And that's my whole thing. Even sometimes when I sit here and thought about like when we talked a few minutes ago when we were talking about Wiz donating money to Big U Football League or whatever, and I'm kind of thinking sometimes where it's like, I mean, I get it. I guess if you set that image and that bravado for yourself, you kind of always want to live up to that image. But it's still at the same time, it's like, bro, I can respect sometimes where you be like, bro, I'm cool. I'm too old. I ain't even like. That's why I said for Wiz, him donating 25,000 or 50,000 to somebody football league, that ain't nothing to Wiz. Like Wiz really got real bread, so I'm sure that's nothing to him. For somebody for like Sauce Walka, I'm like, bro, like, you didn't have to do that though. Like, to me, that was just corny. Like, I ain't even go read the comments because it's nothing for me to even read because I'm looking at it in real time. Like, bro, that's corny. Like, you could have literally lost your life yesterday. So for you to make a video like, nah, I'm gonna come back to Memphis and do like I ain't scared, and it's just like, bro, it ain't about you being scared. Sometimes it's just like you can kind of like I mean, it ain't your job to lead by example neither, but still, just as a man, it's like, bro, sometimes you just gotta like, come on, dog. Like, it's a 911 call. Niggas thought you was, I'm gonna play the jump too. Like they thought you was canned food.
Briefing and an update on the investigation that's going on here at the scene that we're at. And it's a senseless shooting that has occurred that has resulted in a homicide. Today at 2:42 p.m., officers from North Main Station responded to a shooting in the 100 block of George W. Lee. When they arrived on the scene, they found 2 victims that are suffering from gunshot wounds. Our officers immediately started rendering first aid to those victims and called for a fire department ambulance. Unfortunately, one of the victims was pronounced deceased here on the scene. It's an adult male. The second victim, also an adult male, was transported to Region 1 Hospital, originally in critical condition, and we've been updated to say his condition is now non-critical. We have detectives from the Homicide Bureau and detectives from the Crime Scene Investigation, CSI unit here, along with our North Main Station officers. From what they learned in the investigation, this appears to be a targeted shooting incident. The victims were outside by a vehicle. The suspect vehicle pulled up. Multiple people got out of that vehicle, fired shots without engaging in any conversation. They got back into the white vehicle and fled. They fled out of the downtown area in a 4-door white vehicle. The Real-Time Crime Center immediately went into action, identifying that vehicle. We do have photographs of that vehicle, and the Real-Time Crime Center has assured us that that vehicle is no longer in the downtown area. We have put out a citywide broadcast to all officers in the city so that they'll be on the lookout for it. Now, as you can see, downtown is safe. We have officers here. You know, at Beale Street, we'll have EDU officers available. We'll have plenty of officers downtown. This was not a random act. All information shared with me leads to this being targeted towards these victims. We did reach out to the victim's family. They are here on the scene. We spoke with them and shared what information we could. Our condolences go with them. I think y'all were here and saw that they are truly heartbroken. And we've not identified the victims. The family just has heard rumor that it's their loved one. And we know a lot of times when they hear those rumors, it's probably true. But we're still waiting long ways from doing a positive identification. We know people know information about this. Anybody that saw this, anybody that knows about it, we want them to call our homicide detectives, or they can call in anonymously to Crime Stoppers. That number is 528-CASH.
Officers, social media is circulating that this could be possible rappers that were shot. Could you confirm that?
No, ma'am. So we've heard that rumor also, but it's way too early in the investigation. We don't have a positive confirmation on anything yet.
Again, like I said, it's just damn, bro. Like that's my only thing. My only thing with that was just with my biggest takeaway for Sauce Walka is like, bro, it's cool. Like you survived and it's cool. Like I want to hear you put it in your music later on for sure, but not doing the corny Instagram videos, like trying to prove how tough you are. Like especially not when realistically when they first took you in, like even on that 911 call, it's like, bro, you was in critical condition. Like it ain't nothing like that. You ain't got to play tough today. I'm cool. Like if you play tough a month from now and you put it in a rap song and you talk about how you survived this shot, I'm cool with it. I'm not mad at you for doing it. Do your thing, but not the. Come on, dog. Like it looked like you was in a damn.
That's why. So you spending the block back?
Where in Memphis? I wouldn't play in Memphis. Like if you got out of there with your life, I would keep it pushing, dog. Especially if it didn't really realistically ain't had nothing to do with you. You was kind of just like in the wrong place at the wrong time. Like you just had this dude with you and he had his own little situation. He from Memphis and he had something going on. I would just leave it alone. Like, bro, Memphis don't play no. Like, even when I'm hearing that story, it kind of made me be like, damn, Shock Glizzy kind of really got out of that whole Memphis situation. You got away with your life. Like, yeah, you may have lost your chain and your music career may not be the same, but bro, like that could have went completely bad. Like they did this in front of a hotel. Like this is downtown Memphis. This is supposed to be like at a good spot. And even kind of tying that in, and it almost slipped my mind, but I'm glad because we talking about Memphis. What made me even think twice about it, it was like listening to that Big U stuff and seeing that Draymond Green was paying him bread and Shaq, and these is professional athletes, especially Shaq. Shaq is like iconic. Like his name is like, bro, that's not even his real name. His name is so iconic. He kind of go with like Shaq, Beyonce. It's like certain people who can kind of go with just signature names.
A megastar.
You're a megastar. So, but even with all that being said, it's kind of like, I think a lot of people owe John Moran an apology. Like all of that, when people like, oh, he's so stupid, he's posting the guns. Like y'all don't be like, and this is what I hate because y'all, when people talk and you kind of know that these things are going on, y'all don't be real because you never heard nobody come out and say that. So why do I gotta wait for Big U to get locked up and now I gotta hear that? Damn, oh, he was extorting athletes. So now that kind of make it a little bit more sense with Ja may be like, I don't necessarily know if somebody ever tried to extort Ja Moran or whatever, or he may have been trying to sit here again, because when people, even when kids flash guns or even when rappers flash guns on the internet, you do it because you're trying to scare off somebody who in real life you may have smoked with. So even for Ja, even him feel like he needed to carry a gun. And now I'm listening to like, damn, Draymond Green was giving up bread. Like, bro, this Draymond Green. Nobody thinking that Draymond Green got any type of ties to the streets or even what you even pressing Draymond for? Or even with the J.R. Smith and Adrian Broner, when that story came up with them, it seemed a little bit.
J.R. They saying
the J.R. was in the dice game.
Okay, I just saw the picture of
it. They was, but I'm saying, but even for J.R. Smith, that for who people know J.R. Smith as and how J.R. Smith give it up,
you think you know it.
That it makes sense though for that to be J.R. Smith. Like that makes sense for him to get caught up in some of those things.
No. But they see that. Then that's my thing. It's just like even like that one. I think I sent you in the family clip about what Gilbert was saying about in DC how it is. Like you got certain people who fuck with you. They want to see and that's why I kind of wonder if the whole checking in type situation. If I'm not moving, if I'm not out in these streets, do I really like that? That's what I'm saying. Is that you got to check.
So if you're not moving, let's be clear. Do you have to check in if you're not moving around and you're not really trying to be like out in the club scene, or you're not even out really trying to date girls? So I think sometimes it don't even necessarily got to do with just you clubbing. It got to kind of do with who you dating. Because this perfect example, even look with the Pop Smokes thing. It was like he gave girls his address. Sometimes it'd be like, or even the stuff with Rich the Kid. Like think about them stories when Rich the Kid get lined up. It'd be women involved. Sometimes it was like, damn. I forgot who was it that just recently happened. They was talking about how they used a girl to line them up. Oh man, I can't remember.
Didn't he get out of it?
Yeah, but they used the girl to get the address. I can't. Man, but it happens all the time. So that's all I'm just sitting here saying is sometimes, like, bro, they'll put a woman on you as the play where they'll just get your address from a girl because niggas be horny. So that's my point where it's like, yeah, if you sit here saying if I'm probably like let's say somebody like Steph Curry probably don't go out, don't do nothing. He ain't trying to date women. So he don't really have no business outside. So when he probably outside, he only outside with security guards, and Steph Curry make enough money, but he probably can realistically pay for 24-hour security. The same way with Jay-Z and Beyonce. It's some people who can afford 24-hour security. It's some people who can afford to move around with police detail and all that. But then there's some people who may not feel like they don't want to. Or some people who may feel like, man, my entourage thorough enough that I don't need to. Like old Carmelo Anthony, he probably felt like he ain't need to because Carmelo Anthony, the niggas he was running with, you got to think. If you listen to Carmelo Anthony podcast when he first started that joint and he was telling his stories before they start interviewing people, nigga, when he said David Stern sat him down and was like, you're gonna be out the NBA if you don't stop moving around with who you moving around with. Like you think you're moving under the radar. No, I know the people that you moving around with, and you need to stop moving around with them people, or you ain't gonna be in the NBA no more. So that's my point. Where some people, with again for Carmelo, his safety made, like, man, I ain't trying to go nowhere. I'm trying to move around. I'm trying to be outside. Because you got to think, now it's not.
I think it's even one episode when it's him and Rudy talking about it, and you know, like how both of them pretty much came up in that same era, and they was like how, you know, in the Baltimore, you know, how you had to move around and how certain thing, and I think one of them was saying like, I can't remember if it was Rudy or it was Carmelo. It might have been Carmelo. It was like why he had to stop answering his phone because he was like, I'm tired of paying for all these funerals. I'm tired of, you know, being tied up to shit that I ain't got nothing to do with.
Of course.
So I get it.
But that's why some people okay with just paying the extortion thing, because it may be just feel like, if you like, again, we talking about with Wiz, if it's just a one-time fee, boom.
But do you think it's just a one-time fee though?
No, it's not a one-time. It may be an annually fee per year. But this is what I'm saying. But think about what you just said with Carmelo though. It's a difference between if I got a one number, it's almost like a payroll. If I know that I got to pay $50,000 or $100,000 a year, cool. Already got that set to the side. Then instead of you sitting here saying every other week I'm paying for a funeral, or I'm bailing somebody out of jail, where you like, again, i.e. like somebody like Lil Durk, where you constantly helping people in the streets, because I'm not paying to get it started, but I got a bunch of street dudes running with me. So if I got a bunch of street dudes running with me, guess what come with street dudes? Lawyers, funerals, those things you got to pay for. Or hey, this person in jail, so now you got to sit here and help him fight his trial, and you still got to help him pay his bills because he crashed. He in jail because of you, or he was riding around with this gun because of you. So now you feel like I'm obligated to help him get a lawyer, and then to still make sure whoever he was taking care of, they straight. So yeah, eventually some people will be like, man, I'm tired of paying for all this. I'd rather just pay the extortion fee and kind of move around, and I don't have to never worry about paying nobody for the rest of the year. I don't got to worry about paying none of these other things. You just got to kind of like, it is what it is. So I understand both sides of it. But when I heard this, even in Memphis, I'm like, damn, I put 2 and 2 together, and I'm kind of like, damn, I think people do kind of owe Ja an apology, because I think a lot of times when we be thinking you getting this backdoor information from, because of course these athletes are still got egos, they still men. Some people, niggas not gonna come out and tell you, oh yeah, such and such was extorting me. Oh, I know such and such was getting extorted, because niggas always want to play big. Like you hear, like I'm sure there's no way in hell the way Gilbert Arenas was ripping and running, or still ripping, it may be different because he was here in DC, but you telling me you never seen none of these stories? Like this never happened to you. Nobody never tried to press you out. It's no you. Sure, yeah. So that's but listen to what I'm saying though. But when you were giving these, when everybody was super strong on Ja, nobody never talked about that part of the athletes getting extorted. So maybe Ja feel like he got, because then I think people would have even been a little bit different from him, because Ja do move around.
But see, when you use the Ja situation, I think a lot of people probably do move around like Ja, but then it's like, don't bring that, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to show that, because I said that don't protect you anymore, because like I said, yeah, we know you got it on it, but that don't, like I said, even if you carrying it, because like I said, you still Ja Morant. That's how you should feel. Like I'm still Ja Morant. I shouldn't be able to be touched, because like I said, you are that guy in that city, and maybe even in that state. Why do you feel like you have to show that off? That's like you said, like if we use LeBron, I'm pretty sure LeBron didn't have to pay no fees or whatever, because he is LeBron James, and you know, all right, people ain't gonna really fuck with you like that.
Yeah, but I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure LeBron just probably tapped in with the right people. LeBron just do the right things for the right people. I'm sure, like sometimes even with LeBron, he'll just like think about for how many people be like, LeBron showed Doughboy so much love. They both from Cleveland. So that's kind of like, I don't know, because I don't know all the politics. Like I don't pay attention to, I don't follow as many male athletes as I follow female athletes. So I can't really tell you everybody's indulging who they indulge with, but I listen to a lot of these dude podcasts. I know I've never heard nobody talk about it, but you telling me on the news, they telling me, hey, this Big U thing, it's a lot of podcast P, Gilbert, it's a lot of basketball players that live in California who got podcasts, and you telling me none of y'all just Draymond Green name was on there. So you telling me, I know for a fact it ain't nowhere in hell he got the Draymond Green and he ain't get to none of y'all, nobody else? Come on, dog. What are we talking about? So that's just my whole point of like, that's why sometimes I don't respect, because I just don't respect niggas really keeping it real. If you're going to sit here and have these microphones, be honest with people and be honest to the point where you should sit here and be able to, especially with that Ja Morant thing, because it's no way, I don't play basketball, but there's no way I'm hearing these two stories and I'm putting two and two together. And but I've been saying this about Ja Morant, but I kind of like, okay, this is the perfect time to bring this back for even for my audience to sit here and kind of think twice, like damn, was Ja kind of really awful? He probably was right. He was just on, of course, you can argue that he should have never bought it on camera, but I think he was on his P's and Q's trying to put his own safety, let me kind of protect myself at the same time. So that's just something for people to think about, because like I said, for you, the fact that you know that there was athletes getting this started, and then you get to see like how Memphis niggas really be giving it up, where it's like they did this literally broad day. This happened during the daytime in front of a hotel downtown. So that's like whatever city you live in, you know how downtown is in any city. Like, that's not like, oh, this in the cut, this in the hood. No, this is downtown. Downtown is like, people really don't be like, you don't be crazy. Like, when you crash out downtown or you do something illegal downtown, you really mean business. This ain't just for play. This is like, I'm trying to set the tone. I'm really trying to get with you. And that's what they did. They really got with them because they did it downtown. But I guess in other news, I guess they kind of switched the tone a little.